What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we're going to be going over the new Morphtronic support that is set to release in Animation Chronicles 2022. I'm very excited to be discussing these cards with you guys, so without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first card that we're going to be discussing in this video is Gadget Box. It's a continuous spell card where it is always treated as a Morphtronic card. So if I remember correctly, Morphtronics do have a Morphtronic card that can search for Morphtronic spells and traps, so there is a way to actually search this card because it's treated as a Morphtronic card, so that's pretty cool. Its effect is you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, place 3 Morph counters on it. Once per turn, you can remove 1 Morph counter from your field, and if you do, special summon 1 Gadget Box token, which is a Machine Earth level 1, attack 0, and defense 0, and you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck while this token is on the field, except Synchro Monsters. Really wish it didn't lock you into Synchro Monsters. I think this card would have been really nice to be able to generate you tokens so that way you can go into some link plays. I think that would have been very nice, but because it does lock you into this Synchro summoning monsters, I think it's just an okay card in my opinion. Because really all this card is really helping you do is go into higher synchro plays. Like, for example, if you have 2 level 4 monsters onto the field and you're trying to go into a level 9 monster, let's say, to kind of fit with the archetype, Power Tool Braver Dragon, this card can be helpful because it can give you that 1 extra token that you need to be able to go into your Braver Dragon, because you'll have that extra level so that way you can go into your level 9 synchro monster. So it's pretty cool to do that, and if you have the situation as well, you can maybe go into potentially, level 10 synchro monsters as well. Obviously, something like Baronet de Fleur can be something that you can go into as well. So it's pretty nice to be able to do stuff like that, but that's really the only benefit from this card besides, being searchable in the Morphtronic deck, because there is a card that can actually search this card, so that's pretty nice to get it easily to your field and it can help you generate tokens. It does suck that it does lock you into synchro plays. I think it would have been a lot better if you can be able to use these tokens for link plays. But in my opinion, I still don't think it's a bad card whatsoever, because the fact that it helps you get that initial boost to maybe go into higher synchro plays is always nice to be able to do, especially since some of the best synchro monsters are like level 10. And hey, if you have like a level 4 and a level 3 monster and you get a token onto your field, boom, that's a level 8 synchro monster, and there's plenty of good level 8 synchro monsters that you can go into. So that's another example that you can do with Gadget Box. So there is some benefit to this card. Does again suck that it does lock you into synchro monsters. I would have liked to be able to also have the option to go into link plays with the tokens, but that just isn't the case. And overall, I just think it's a pretty nice card in my opinion to help you go into those higher synchro monsters. But with that being said, this is going to lead us into our next and final card for this video, which is Toolbox, a continuous spell card with the effect of you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control a monster, you can reveal 2 equipped spells with different names from your deck, and if you do, your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand. Also place the other on the bottom of the deck. So this is pretty cool to basically allow you to be able to get your equipped spells to your hand, so that way you can enhance your monsters on the field. That's pretty cool. It does suck that you can't just pick the same spell cards, so that way you can at least, guarantee that you're going to get the equipped spell that you actually want. You have to pick 2 random ones, and you just gotta hope your opponent doesn't pick the one that, you don't want, which obviously, at least it's random, so that way there's some element to, it's not just guaranteed that your opponent is just going to choose the worst card for that scenario. It's just going to be random on which card you do get, which does suck, because again, I normally like where there's guaranteed effects instead of, just taking chances to be able to get card effects to actually be in your favor. But I guess in this sense, since your opponent is the one that's choosing, maybe it's a little bit better that this is the way this effect works. So in my opinion, it's pretty cool to be able to get an equipped spell card to your hand by just being able to randomly get it based off of what your opponent chooses. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. Not the most efficient way to be able to get your equipped spells, because obviously, if you really want to guarantee that you get the equipped spells that you want, obviously you you would use your Power Tool Dragon in order to do that. But in my opinion, not a bad card. I don't really see this card really being used that much because it basically does what Power Tool does, but just a little bit worse in my opinion. So in my opinion, not a terrible card. I just think it's an alright card in my opinion. But with that being said, that's going to be it for the new Morphtronic support. General thoughts on it, I thought the new support was alright. You know, I can maybe see some potential in these cards, probably more specifically Gadget Box, to be able to generate you some tokens so that way you can go into your higher synchro plays is pretty nice. Not saying that Tool Box is bad, because, you know, being able to just get an equipped spell card to your hand is always nice for a Morphtronic deck, so there are some benefits to these cards. Now, it's not the best support that we've seen for Morphtronics. I do think the support that we got in Duelist of Pyroxene was really good for Morphtronics, so, and because Morphtronics now have that spell and trap searcher, you know, it's going to be nice to be able to search for your Gadget Box. Weirdly enough, it cannot search Toolbox, which I think is a little bit weird, and I don't know why that isn't treated as a Morphtronic card, which is a little weird. So I felt like there was something I was kind of missed with that. I felt like that card maybe shouldn't have been treated as a Morphtronic card, in my opinion, of course. But overall, I thought the support was alright, not as good as what we saw in Duelist of Pyroxene, but I do think this is some pretty alright support for the Morphtronic deck. I don't know if these cards would necessarily be played, but maybe you can see some benefit into actually using these cards. But with that being said, that is going to be it for this OCG TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this new Morphtronic support. Did you like the support? Did you think the support was okay? Or were you not really the biggest fan of the support? And let me know your guys' thoughts on the Morphtronic deck getting quite a bit of support over these last couple of months. I mean, it was the main support for Duelist of Pyroxene. It was one of the 3 decks that got supported in that set, and heck, Power Tool Braver Dragon was the cover card for, you know, Duelist of Pyroxene, or at least for the OCG. We don't know yet for the TCG version yet. Hopefully it is still Power Tool Braver Dragon, and now it's even getting support in Animation Chronicles 2022. So let me know your guys' thoughts on Morphtronic getting as much support as they are, and let me know your guys' thoughts on the deck as a whole. Do you actually like the Morphtronic deck, or do you not really care for the deck? But with that being said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.